welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it would be fun to film a sister video to one of the Hoya videos I filmed a little while ago actually, called the 5 ugliest Hoya in my collection. Today I thought I would do the 5 cutest Hoya in my collection because I got some pretty cute Hoya. These aren't going to be the only ones that I think are cute. I think most Hoya are cute, even the ugly ones, but these are the ones that I constantly pick up and I just squeal because they're so adorable. And I'm sitting in a little bit of a weird angle right now. This is in my kitchen and this is my main Hoya shelf area. So I thought it would just be easy to film it right here. I don't quite know which ones I'm going to pick up yet and show you guys, but I do know there's one in particular that I'm not going to be able to grab because I like the position it's in right now and I don't want to mess it up. So I will take you to that one and then I'll just bring the other ones here to talk about. It's kind of going to be like a vlog style video. I'm going to sit here. I might hold the phone while I record it, or I might find a place to set it down, but let me choose some Hoya and we'll talk about them a little bit. All right, so the first Hoya I'm going to talk about is the Jolla Rebecca. This one is a Lacinosa cross. I don't remember what it's crossed with, but it's very cute. I think it's like Lacinosa and Sunrise or Obscura or something because it sun stresses kind of like those. So maybe I will put it on the screen. I will look. And sorry if this is a really weird angle, but I like the lighting in here, okay? So this is the Jolla Rebecca. As you can see, it's very reminiscent of a Hoya Lacinosa. I'm going to put a photo on the screen before it grew this big. It really took off this summer, but the leaves used to be a lot smaller. The original leaves that I got it with were pretty large, so that one right here is an original, and then it started growing smaller ones, and now it's back to growing larger ones. I grew it here on my Hoya shelf. I recently moved it up a shelf, so it's not getting the same amount of lighting as it used to. Actually, it's probably getting the same amount because this one sits very close to this light right here. But at one time, it was getting sun stressed, but it's not sun stressed anymore, which is fine with me. It's very cute when it's sun stressed. It's like a very nice, cute, toned down red color. I feel like it's not as vibrant as my Sunrise, but it's still a very nice, sorry, there was dirt on it. I was making sure that it was just dirt. But it's still a very nice blush color and I think it's adorable. But I also just like the green version. So it's put out a ton here recently, like this whole vine, and this one's starting to grow some more. You can see a little baby leaf there. And it's in this adorable little terracotta pot that I got from my local plant store. So I just find myself picking this one up since the day I brought it home, really, and just admiring it because it's so, so cute. Hasn't bloomed for me yet, which is totally fine. I honestly don't really care if it does bloom because I think the blooms are pretty much just the Lacinosa bloom, and I've seen those 100 times. So I'm not in a rush for it to bloom. It will be exciting the day that it does bloom, but it can take its little time because it's just fun to look at regardless. Ever since I put it in this little pot, I just think it's so freaking adorable. So that is the Jolla Rebecca and one of the first cute plants that I have in my collection. Let's go find another one, shall we? Okay, so the next one that I am gonna show you guys is the Hoya species PG04. It's called like the mini Yetty Eye or something like that because I mean, honestly, I'll put some B-roll in as well of these plants so you can get a better look at them. But it's honestly, it looks just like a Yetty Eye, but like really tiny leaves. And me and this one have been on a journey. It's so cute. I love it. I love it even more because, like I was gonna say, we've been on a journey together. I got it as it was a decent sized cutting. It wasn't just like one node. It was a couple of nodes. And I thought I was gonna kill it. I thought it was dead. It didn't grow for a very long time and I kept moving it to try to get it in a good spot to grow, and then eventually I cut it, and when I cut it, it started to take off. I like put out this entire vine. This entire vine was new, and now it's putting out this second vine here, which just recently started coming out. So this year it really took off. I'll try to find an original photo that I might have of it and put it on the screen as well, just because I think that's fun. Most of my Hoya have really started growing this past season, so from spring until now. Some of them I've had for like 2 years, but most of them I've just had for one full season. And so everything that you're seeing is new growth for this season, and that's very exciting. So the Hoya PG04, I freaking love it. If you guys can get your hands on it, I definitely recommend. I feel like people don't talk about it as much as some of the other Hoya that are out there, especially like the small leaf Hoya. I mean, just freaking look how freaking adorable. I just look at it and I'm just so proud of it, how far it's come. I've cut it twice. I cut it first initially, and that's when it started growing, and then I think I took another little cutting of it to give to a friend. So it's been cut twice, and then everything else I have just been growing out, and I plan on letting it just keep growing. I have no intentions of chopping it any time soon. I really don't like to chop my Hoya at all, so I hold off as long as I very well can. And yeah, Hoya PG04, really, really love this Hoya. So let's go pick another one. Okay, I promised to not pick all really tiny Hoya with tiny little leaves, but it's hard to like say that the tiny leaf Hoya aren't the cutest ones. Not that I think that that's true. I am going to show you a big leaf Hoya that I just think is so freaking adorable. I don't even know how many words I can say other than cute. I'm trying not to say cute a whole bunch, but now I feel like I'm saying adorable a whole bunch. So just so dainty, the little leaves. But yeah, this one I can't say the name of, so I'm gonna put it on the screen, but it's like Kakamariana or something. That was not right, but I have it on this little trellis. I need to like pin it, and then once it grows some more, I'm gonna train it around the little tiny, it's such a tiny trellis, look at it. And so that gives you a little idea of how small these leaves are. Again, I'm gonna put some B-roll in so you can hopefully get a good look at the leaves. They have just the slightest touch of splashing on them. So delicate, and I just love the ripple little ends. So I got this as a 4-leaf cutting, 3-leaf cutting, 2 nodes, and one of the leaves fell off and died pretty quickly, and I was like, oh, this isn't looking good, because it's just the most delicate looking Hoya ever. The leaves aren't like super thin, but they're not like the thickest leaves, and they're very small. So when the one leaf died off, I was very scared, but it's just started growing. Like, it's doing pretty good now. So I think the original cutting like ended right here, and it's grown like all of this. So I'm very pleased with where we're at right now. I have it in the tiniest terracotta pot. I just love it. And yeah, I want it to grow around those little trellis, and then I will probably bawl my eyes out because it's gonna be so stinking perfect, so stinking, I don't know, cute. I can't resist just saying cute because that's what it is. That's what this whole video is. So that is Hoya number 3 that is going to be on this list because I can't resist. I just look at it all the time, and I just have high hopes for it on this trellis, okay? And if it grows around this trellis and then maybe gives me a little bloom, you will see it everywhere all the time. So Hoya number 3. Okay, this is really, really hard. I just like went and looked in the cabinet and I was like, oh, I want to talk about all of these. So if you guys want to see another Hoya video, which you're going to see another Hoya video eventually, whether you want to or not, because I just enjoy making them. But if you have a request for a certain kind of Hoya video, like veiny Hoya or splashy Hoya or whatever, leave a comment down below and just tell me all your ideas. Tell me what you want to see plant related, because I don't really know what to film. I have mostly Hoya. I am starting to get into aeroids, and I do have a fun project coming up, but you know, projects take time, projects take money, and your girl, she's responsible, okay? So as much as it may not seem like I'm responsible because I have a lot of plants, I'm definitely a responsible adult. So I am gonna move into my next Hoya now. And number 4 on the cutest Hoya in my collection is this EPC hybrid. It's bloomed for me once, so we love that. There's a little peduncle right there, and it's giving me this new leaf now. It's starting to harden off. And then it has 2 other growth points now. So there's a growth point at the tip of this stick right here, this vine. I call it a stick because it's been very woody since the day I got it. And then there's a growth point down here as well. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see. I'm trying not to dump soil everywhere. And again, I'm gonna put stuff on the screen, but I've always liked this Hoya since the day I got it. I got it as a 2-leaf cutting. Yeah, 2-leaf cutting. I think it was 2 leaves. It might have been 1, but I think it was 2. So I have this leaf and this leaf, I think, are the originals. And then it just started growing. The first thing it gave me was a leaf, this leaf. And then at the same time as it was giving me that leaf, it gave me a peduncle. And it bloomed for me this year, so that's exciting. I am going to have a Hoya bloom video at the very end of the season. I have some things that are budding up, and I want to make sure I give everybody a chance to show off before I make that video. But nonetheless, back to the EPC hybrid. Now it's giving me this leaf, and I just love the way it's been growing. Like, look how cute that is from that angle. Honestly, and the pot, this terracotta pot is gross. Yes, terracotta does that, but I kind of like it. I like when it's all algae and gross and whatever. But in the pot, it's just such a vibe, and the blooms are really pretty. I'm not going to show you guys because I want you to watch my bloom video. But yeah, I've just been really obsessed with it since the day I got it. It's so basic. I don't know anything about it, unfortunately, other than it's an EPC hybrid apparently, and the flowers are orange. I don't know if I would agree that they're orange, but that's what it said. And we're letting this guy harden off. I'm hoping that I keep it watered enough so I get some more leaves before the end of the season, and we'll all be happy. It doesn't look like it needs a repot yet, which is great because pretty much every other Hoya in my collection does. I love it. And that is Hoya number 4 on this list. And the 5th one, I know for a fact that I don't want to take it down, so I'm going to take you guys to it. So let's go. Okay, guys, welcome to the Hoya shelf. So this guy right here that's climbing up the wall currently, which is why I don't want to move it. I have a lot of my Hoya climbing up the wall, and I'm just letting them do their thing. They seem happy. I hope that's not an issue. It'll probably be fine. But this Hoya right here is growing like crazy, and it is the prettiest Hoya ever. It's, I believe, a Hoya carnosa hybrid of some sort. It's called Hoya Milly, and it's in this pot right here, this tiny little ceramic pot, which is actually terracotta on the inside. It's got this is like the new leaf, and so it's putting out a new vine from down there, which is really exciting. It's just a really good grower for me, and just the splashiness on the leaves. Man, I wish this grow light wasn't, hold on. Let's turn this off. Oh, there you go. So the splashiness on the leaves is just really nice. They're nice and dark, and it grows really, really well. That's a new leaf on it. I know it's confusing with that other vine, but it's on the Hoya Milly, which is the one that is on this list, plant number 5. I don't even know what to say about it. Like, I just look at it all the time. It's so perfect and gorgeous and adorable and cute and precious and all the words. I extremely love it. If you ever get the opportunity to get one of these, I do suggest, I will try to find information out on it and put it on the screen, but highly, highly recommend the Hoya Milly. All of the Hoya that I showed you guys today live here on this plant shelf in my kitchen, and it gets just like average humidity. However, there are a lot of plants on the shelf. When you water them, it retains a little bit more humidity, but I would say most of the time this area stays at about 70% humidity outside of my cabinet. My cabinet stays around 80 to 90% this time of year, so that's great. I do also have an air vent up there. That is where my AC and heat pump in. So they do feel that, and I do see the humidity in my cabinet go down when that kicks on because it's not weatherproof. But that's just generally how they are and how I grow them. I do have a south-facing window here next to it. And then across the room I have a north-facing window. But this area does not get a whole lot of sun at all. There is a north-facing window in my bedroom. Sometimes you might get a little bit of ambient light there, but it doesn't get a ton of light. I'm growing all of the Hoya that I showed you today under Barina T5 lights, and there's only 1 per shelf. So I don't do anything extraordinarily crazy to take care of them. 90% of my Hoya live in, I would even say 95% of my Hoya live in terracotta. Never had an issue. I just do a blend. I use all Miracle-Gro soils. I use the Miracle-Gro cactus soil, the bark, and the perlite. And I just mix them all together, and whatever I feel looks okay, and that's what I plant them in. I do water them. Most of the ones on the shelf get watered 3, maybe 4 times a week, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. I spend a lot of time with my plants, taking care of them, and they love the watering. I use a fertilizer on them, a plant food, really. It's this right here. I got it off of Amazon. It was recommended to me by my local Hoya dealer, and it's been doing great. I do see results. Now, I never fertilized beforehand, so this is the first and only fertilizer that I've used. I am aware it's a plant food, which is a little bit different than a fertilizer, but I have great things to say. I use it every watering. Sometimes I get lazy and I just fill it up straight from the sink, but I do use it probably 4 out of 5 waterings. So yeah, that is all I have to say. I know I kind of went into some details about them, but I do get questions on how I grow my Hoya and how I take care of them, because I know for some people they are a problem. Like, they're harder to take care of, and that's totally understandable. That's how I feel about aeroids. I don't know anything about them really, and I'm learning. So I wanted to include that at the end of this video as a little bonus. So if you guys enjoyed seeing my top 5 cutest Hoya in my collection, although most of them are very adorable, then give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below on what your cutest Hoya in your collection is, as well as what kind of plant/Hoya videos you want to see from me. And subscribe to my channel for more random content. I'll see you guys next time.